that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence. Vibrate so high that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence. Vibrate so high that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence. Vibrate.
Yo. Yeah. Everything straight. We're waiting on you. All right. Say less. I got you.
Salute, we back at it like crack at it. It's your boy Cross, Balls Cross, Big CO Cross, y'all. I apologize on the time, man. I appreciate everybody starting to come in here. We're going to run it up today, man. I got a great show today, man. This one right here, I know this sounds crazy. This is a YouTuber, man. Shout out to, man, The Sacrifice, man. The Sacrifice last night went crazy, and he was talking about this Ruby Frank. And then not only that, he didn't speak on half-past salute. He didn't speak on this Jodi Hildebrandt. Man, this is a crazy story. So let me give y'all a backdrop about this woman, Ruby Frank. So Ruby Frank started this whole little sitcom on YouTube. Her sisters, all of them started this thing. Salute, G, salute. So they started this sitcom. Check this out. Started sitcom. It was called 8 Passengers, right? Now they done got rid of it. 8 Passengers, and then this other one called Concessions or some stuff. So these women had their kids. This one woman, Ruby Frank, had her kids on there on YouTube. She's got million subscribers. The whole time, man, she has been like, she got caught up, basically abusing these kids. I'm talking about in the worst way. So we're gonna get into it. This is a long part series. I might make it a 2-part. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Check it out.
Okay, and the phone number you're calling from? Tell me exactly what's happened.
So this took place in Ivan, Utah. So this is where it's gonna get crazy. Now, this is a guy, next door neighbor, this next door to this Jodi Hildebrandt's house, and then he calls the police. Now check this out. What he say?
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. Said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty. And he asked us to call the police. So he's very afraid. Okay, this boy has been... This kid has obviously been... He's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
So let me stop right there. So this is about, so this little boy broke loose out of this woman's house. I mean, I'm talking about these are people that's getting money, dog. Them broke out of the house. YouTuber, this famous YouTuber is going crazy right now. Broke out of the house, and he broke out of the house at the neighbor's house. Salute, we got Hood, H-Town, Trav up in this business. What's going on with your Hood?
What's going down, G?
Not much, man. This one right here, I'm doing this show. I might do a part series. This is going crazy on the internet. A lot of people don't know. This is called Salute Shay. This is called the Ruby Frank and the Jodi Hildebrandt. These was famous YouTubers, man, making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And
okay.
this is crazy how, so they found this, and you know how you are about kids. So this is a phone call. This is what started it. The little boy, 12 years old, no, I think he was 12 or 10, broke out of this woman's house, nice woman, and went to this next door neighbor house. So we're gonna start there, and I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay,
Are
okay.
neighbors out of their home, or is anybody looking for them that you can see?
I'm not sure. How did you get out of the house? He says you just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jodi Hildebrandt.
It's a call to 911 that changed a family's life forever. Ruby Franke, a popular YouTube family vlogger, and her former therapist turned business partner Jodi Hildebrandt ultimately arrested for multiple felony counts of aggravated child abuse against Ruby's 12-year-old boy and his 10-year-old sister. The women's lives collided at least 3 years ago, according to Ruby's family members, well after the mom found fame and fortune, showcasing what many would call a strict and religious-focused approach to parenting on the YouTube channel titled 8 Passengers. Her co-stars traveling through life, 6 kids, and husband Kevin. Court documents state a YouTube video filmed in Hildebrandt's basement published 2 days prior to the arrest showed the women who were present in the home and having knowledge of abuse, malnourishment, and neglect. Neither Ruby Franke, 41, nor Jodi Hildebrandt, 54, chose to speak to officers at the time of their arrest, according to court documents, though Jodi did tell investigators the 2 children in her care should not be around other kids. Both requested to speak to their lawyers and exercise their rights to remain silent.
Has he told you where his mom or dad are?
Haven't asked him that. Do you know where your mom and dad are?
Well, actually, I don't know.
I'm gonna stop there real fast, Hood. Don't you see? Ain't that's crazy how this, to me, the dispatcher is like, you need to get there. This little boy has got tape wrapped around his ankle. He emaciated, meaning as in he's covered in all types of stuff on his body. You know what I'm saying? He badly bruised. They done beat this little boy. These rich folks, YouTubers.
Yeah.
So what you think about that?
And that's their own child?
Yeah, that's the one, her friend. The one woman is a friend, and I'm gonna show you how they end up connecting. But I'm just saying in general, don't you think that's just crazy? The fact that why would you even do a little kid? They did a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old like that. I think she had like 5 or 6 kids.
Yeah. That is crazy, bro. You know what I'm telling you? That's crazy like a month.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep on playing. Make sure y'all hit that like button, smash it. Let's go.
I don't know where my mom is, but I do know where my dad is. He's not anywhere here. No. Nowhere here.
Is your mom around here? Have you seen her lately?
No,
He doesn't know where she is right now.
Does he know his mom's name?
What's your mom's name? Ruby Franke.
Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the LDS or Mormon Church, the Franke life was available to anyone with access to the internet.
Can you ask him if any other children were in the home he came from?
Okay. Is there any other kids up at Jodi's house? 10 and 14, and they're still at this house.
Are they tied up as well?
What's the deal with? Are they being held? Do they have wounds on them as well?
Nothing bad going on with us.
Okay.
It's just
Okay. So they're able to walk around the house and everything. And
So I'm gonna stop there. What's kind of troubling is the fact that the question I got is, why would they treat that little boy differently? If everybody else in the house walking around, why this little boy at 12 is tied up and beaten?
Yeah. You're right about that. it seemed like they asking a lot of questions too instead of trying to get there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, man. I would have been like, man, come on, man, you got to get here, man. This is crazy right now. Like this little boy showed the man just sitting on your porch, and a little boy, man, that would hurt me to death. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine a 10-year-old kid run up on your porch right now and show, and he got tape that's wrapped around and got bruises all on him.
Yeah. I don't think I'm calling the laws. Shit. I'm down there I'm about to go in there myself.
Yeah, it would hurt me. It would definitely hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. It would hurt the heck out of it, especially as a man and man being a father. That's why I want to know where the dad is. We're gonna get to that.
Well, okay. He says everything's fine with grain of salt.
Okay.
He says
this is in
what's
Utah.
happened to him is his fault.
Hold on, let me stop right there. A man broke down. Guess what the little boy said? It ain't his fault.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. Imagine being abused as a child, and then you say it ain't my fault. It ain't. I mean, it's my fault. I did it. I'm the reason why I got taped up. Ain't no child should have no fault like that. Ain't nobody's child should be like that. No baby,
real talk.
Baby. Yeah, baby don't deserve that. Baby does not deserve that. Let's keep going, man.
Here.
Controversy struck the 8 Passengers channel after one of Ruby's teenage sons revealed a 2020 video that he had no room and was sleeping on a beanbag for 7 months for pranking a sibling, pointing a BB gun at his face and hanging them up by a basketball hoop.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag. I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago.
Despite the video being presented.
Listen to that, dog. This mama cold, ain't she? She put this boy on the bean. He was playing with his mother. Man, what kind of mess is that, dog? You put him on a bean bag and made him for 7 months. I don't think no child you can't do no child like that, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. What kind of mama? She was an evil mama, dog. And she doing this all for the internet. She putting and she making, listen, bro, she had millions of followers making big money. Putting her kids through all types of stuff.
And nobody never knew about the little boy tied up or nothing.
No.
Yeah.
And she had her homegirls. You're going to see, we're going to get into the second part of this. It gets crazy, dog.
Presented in a lighthearted way, even getting a few chuckles from the mom and other siblings in the clip.
All right. Hold on, let me get to part 2 so we can play part 2. So check this part out. This
began counseling with Jodi. Ruby joined her therapist's business, Connections Classroom, in 2021.
So everything in
Connections
so that's how she met down into.
So this chick, so later on, she was married with her husband. Her and her husband created that passenger channel, which he was around. My thing is, as a daddy, why you ain't say why your son, man, I would have told her, man, you can't make my son sleep on no beanbag. 7 months.
Yeah. Yeah, they was in prison over there.
You said that's where it's being at grandmama house.
Yeah, you know, we slept on the floor, but all of us slept on the floor. Yes.
That's right. We had pallets. We made pallets and stuff. And he had to sleep on a beanbag and go to school every day. And look, and he got a bed. She done took the bed out of his room. He got a big house. He living in a big house. And she just gave this little boy, a beanbag. Yeah, he got to have a strong back for that. That's like jail, worse than jail. This is crazy, man. Let's keep going.
Truth or distortion. It's not broken down into good or bad.
According to the website, Ruby is listed as a certified mental fitness trainer who also creates content on social media channels focusing on empowering parents and children to live in truth. By August of 2022, Ruby separates from her husband, according to his attorney. 8 passengers stopped uploading videos after January 2023. At the time, the channel had more than 2.28 million subscribers.
You wonder where I've been on my vlogs? You wonder why I left YouTube? It's to save my kids. No amount of money. I'm telling you, I was making millions. And I left it because my kids were being hurt.
On the website's About page, Hildebrandt said that Connections is the solution for anybody experiencing feelings of pain relating to relationship problems, anxiety, fear, or depression.
So I really encourage people not to use the words of, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. Instead, everything is looked at and scrutinized through the lens of truth or distortion. And that's why this is so powerful.
Man, she crazy now. It is about right. See, that's the problem, folks. Hood. It is about right and wrong. Not about no truth and distortion. What ain't, if it's truth, then it's a lie.
Nah, real talk.
Yeah, man, they already. And where her man at? How's she gonna come in? Like, that's what I'm saying. Why is always females always end up linking up with a female that ain't got no man and trying to tell them how to run their house?
Yeah, them people over there crazy, man.
Yeah, child abuse. Yeah, right, Shay. It's definitely wrong, man. It's definitely wrong. But this is crazy. We're gonna keep going. Y'all smash that like.
He's very thirsty, and
Need an ambulance?
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that. But his ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why.
Okay.
But he has duct tape around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around him. I think there's a good chance he's been.
He also said.
Oh, and he has them around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well.
Okay. Let's get the paramedics headed over that way, okay?
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
Talk to me, Hood. How this conversation going right here? This is
Man, that was crazy. That's crazy. Asking, do he need an ambulance? Yeah, he need an ambulance. He taped up. He bruised up, man.
What you say? Where they do that at? That's why I said that's rich folk talk. Like, yeah, well, you think, yeah, he needs a good idea. You bring him, man. This little boy that showed up at my house half naked, man, beat up. This is crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. And this is in these nice neighborhoods. And why I always do this is to show people, even people on YouTube, man, they got other agendas. And not only that, these are people that's making money off YouTube. So the more the money they make, the more weirder they are and what they put their kids through, especially when it comes to kids on YouTube, man. Kids get abused all the time. People don't realize that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Court documents would later reveal that the duct tape was wrapped around the boy's wrists and ankles because the binding, which included handcuffs, cut into his skin, damaging the muscle tissue. Ropes were used to tie 2 sets of handcuffs together so his arms and lower legs were lifted off the ground. He was also tied.
Man, what kind of... He was hog-tied, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was. They say handcuffs and everything. Like, man, they were doing some weird stuff over there at the house to them kids, man.
Man, why you do a look, man? Just imagine a 10-year-old. We talking about a 10-year-old. We're not talking about like a dude done got you for some bread and they don't even do that. Man, you talking about a 10-year-old, man, he can't defend. And the whole time he's saying it's his fault.
So I ain't trying to go too far though, but it seemed like he was handcuffed and tied up for a little minute. So like he wasn't getting no education or nothing.
Oh, that's a good question. I like that. Obviously he won't. Obviously they might bring that up. I ain't think about that. Yeah. He might not even have no education because I did one the other day where they did it and the kids was had never went to school, almost 26 years old, and the stepdaddy was abusing the older stepdaughter, and had kids by it. It was crazy. So yeah, let's keep going. That's a good question.
To an adult or even weights.
The things that I experienced while living with Jodi, I experienced being tied. I experienced being duct taped. I experienced being blindfolded. I experienced severe isolation. I experienced.
Okay, so that's the niece of the woman Jodi, the one that came into the picture with the Ruby Frank woman. I just want everybody to know that that's who this girl is, and she's also going to end up being in the court records going to testify against her aunt.
Severe emotional, spiritual, and psychological abuse.
It's not the first time Jodi, as a therapist, has been accused of using duct tape or other unorthodox, what some would consider cruel punishment techniques on a child.
I experienced being told I shouldn't be around other people, being told that I was dangerous to be around. People were afraid of me to the point where I was afraid of myself.
Jesse Hildebrandt told KUTV2 News they were subjected to torture at the hands of their Aunt Jodi as an underage teen. Jesse said their parents left them in Jodi's care with no warning for nearly a year.
I was forced to sleep outside in the snow. I was, like I said, isolated for up to 12 hours a day. If someone spoke to me directly, if I wasn't wearing duct tape on my mouth, I had to just stare at them and not respond, because she also had systems of people that would report back to her if.
Hey, hold on, man. She had to sit there with duct tape on their mouth growing up.
And be isolated by themselves.
Man, that's got to be a rough life, bro. I don't care what nobody say for. Golly, man. That is rough, dog. Black, white, purple, or green, my guy. You just can't do a child like that. Damn. No wonder she.
And that's her niece, huh? That was her niece?
Yeah, her mama. So what she said was her mother thought that because she was this big woman that's all on on YouTube, to go and stay with her, that she would get, and she told the mama, I'll get them right. And the mama trusted. That was her sister, trusted her. And she was treating them like that and never told us. Oh, it's some wild stuff she get into. Listen to this. This get crazy.
I broke any of these rules.
We need you. We love you. We know what power exists inside you. And we want you to be here. So please humble yourself. Become curious about what we're saying.
Jesse explains how devastating it was to hear details about the arrest, given the similarities of abuse she detailed to police that were documented in a 2010 report KUTV2 News obtained.
It's devastating because I went forward as well. I mean, I went to the police when I was 16.
According to the report, Jesse told police they had their mouth duct taped to prevent them from talking, were forced to sleep outside, had restricted shower and bathroom use, wasn't in school, and was wearing the same clothes for 3 weeks.
There it is, Hood. You hit it. They wasn't going to school. Damn, imagine man, that's nasty as hell. Imagine wearing the same clothes as a kid 3 weeks straight. Man, that's nasty, bro. That's nasty.
Not being able to take a bath. So they was just, that's crazy, man. They wasn't feeding the kids or nothing, man. Not letting them take baths. Yeah, them kids was going through something that no kids should go through.
That's worse than being in the project, having a family, somebody that's, at least if there was a dope fiend, at least you ate back then. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody in the house was on drugs or something. They made sure they might have, but you at least ate something can, and that she wasn't even, and they listen, and the whole time they living in the big crib.
Yeah, them dope fiends, them dope fiends still gonna take care of them kids, though.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The dope fiends still gonna take care of the kids. That's crazy. So we're gonna go to the third part and get deeper.
Protecting those loopholes and discrediting people.
A few weeks after that report was filed, Jesse ran away. Their Aunt Jodi filed the report with American Fork Police, claiming Jesse likely fled because they did not want to go to a girls' juvenile program for troubled youth. Jesse was found a month later by police at a shelter in Salt Lake City. According to the report, they told officers they ran away from their aunt because they were forced to run and confess their sins, calling it an attempt to break them down. Ruby's young daughter faced a similar punishment. She was also forced to run barefoot on dirt roads for an extended period of time, according to court documents.
I just hope that this can give the public some context and some clarity of what is happening and why they should not believe her.
Jesse believes their family left them in Jodi's care because they considered Jesse a troubled teen, which was an idea that they said was reinforced by Jodi.
Her whole thing, which is deeply, darkly ironic, is that everything stems from shame and how horrible shame is, and that all of the reason, like all of mental illness, all tics, so like OCDs, addiction, everything stems from shame, which is just horrifying because she is the greatest perpetuator of shame. She accused me of being a sex addict. She accused me of being addicted to masturbation, to the point where I wasn't allowed to, I mentioned this on the podcast, to the point where I wasn't allowed to use tampons. God
damn, that old girl was a freak, wasn't she?
Yes. Man.
see, hey, golly, man, she all, man, how you gonna tell a little kid back then that she was a freak? That sound like she was. Hood. Was she a freak hood? The auntie was a freak.
Man, who the ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ain't it, man. I don't know, man. It sound like the ain't it was on drugs or something, bro. Yeah, it sound like the ain't it was on drugs.
She was on something, dog. She was on something. Let's keep going. She was on something, dog.
Never was allowed privacy unless I was isolated. So that included the bathroom. I was never allowed to have the door closed because she was convinced that I was just constantly masturbating. She was convinced that I was addicted to porn.
God, as a kid, man, she was on some Diddy type time, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she said, I'm trying to see did she get caught doing this stuff, or the auntie was just
no, she
tripping?
didn't never get caught doing it, bro. That's what the woman kept telling her.
Yeah.
Just imagine you go in the bathroom, go pee, dog. Somebody peeing on the door. You in there playing with yourself. You're like, what is you? Bro, I'm peeing.
Yeah.
Imagine you go. I mean, like I said again, imagine somebody telling their child at 10 and 11 years old that's what they doing, dog. What kid is, if anything, is you in there playing in that sink? Don't be playing in that sink, running that water because you're going to overflow the sink or something, or playing in the toilet. I can't even see if somebody in there. I'm not going to ask them. I'm going to ask them, is they okay? I ain't going to ask them, is they in there touching on themselves, dog. And the girl ain't never did it before.
Yeah, the auntie probably still was playing with herself on the toilet. You know what I'm saying? She probably was the one addicted to porn and stuff. Shit, yeah, the auntie was freaked out.
She had to be, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Let's keep going. This is crazy.
I had never seen porn at that point in my life. I didn't even know that people with my anatomy could masturbate. Like I had no idea any of this stuff, but I just believed her.
The accusation.
Man, she was cold-blooded. She wrong for that. You got a person thinking they touching on themselves. She really thinking she ain't even know what she talking about. She's so scared. She like, yeah. She said she didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
Hey, auntie was there. That broad right there, that big broad right there, she was ready at all times. That's what it sounded like. She was just ready at all times. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the auntie had to been going through something, bro.
She had to be. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. This is crazy.
Addiction to porn were echoed by Ruby against her own son, who escaped to a neighbor's house and asked for police. According to the Daily Mail, in the first custody hearing over the mom's 4 minor children, Ruby claimed one child began looking at porn nearly 10 years ago when they were only 3 years old. She also claimed the child sexually abused other children, providing no evidence of this at the hearing. Jesse finds it haunting to think her Aunt Jodi will...
Man, she crazy. What? Hood, 3 years old.
And they get a hold to some porn. Yeah, if they got a hold to it because y'all was watching.
Well, and then not only that, she said that that person assaulted over in the other one. It was another thing which they said in the records. She claimed that the little boy watched the video and assaulted 20 of the 20 kids in that time, especially his cousins. Ain't no evidence of that, dog. Why would you say that about you? That's the little boy that was taped up. I think she was mad that was the daddy's baby, and the daddy left her or something. Something that happened, bro. Like, why is you taking it out on that little boy like that? Why the little boy?
Yeah, I don't know what 3-year-old watching some porn, man. That sounds crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he assaulted
and
20 of the kids.
And then perform. Nah, that sound like y'all. They probably was up in there doing some stuff, and them kids probably seen them doing it.
Man, wow stuff. Like I said, look, she pushing a foreign. She got money. That's why I said all on YouTube. Let's keep going.
Wielded such influence over Ruby and her children.
To hear Ruby tell the world that her child is a sex addict, a predator, and has been addicted to porn since he was 3 years old, it just echoes exactly the things that she was telling me and telling everyone around me. It's been really interesting.
I'm gonna stop there. We're gonna put this out there for YouTube. We don't know. And and if it got to that point, that little SRT boy, somebody do something with his little fast ass. But I don't know no 3-year-old round there is an addict, dog. Off of that. Like what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like I'm just blown away about that she accused a 3-year-old of being an addict like that, and around there being a Chester and a perv.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say about that, man, because this stuff crazy, man.
See, this is the other side I be telling. This other side of YouTube people don't see, bro. There be some way more wild stuff going on over here, dog. I'm telling you. Let's keep.
Hey, but look though, did they say anything?
Everyone focus on Ruby, and I understand why.
What you say now?
Hey, did they say anything about the child? You know what I'm saying? Anything happening to the child? Like she's saying the child was doing to other people?
What do you mean? Like, did he get in trouble?
Nah, like was somebody touching a child? You know what I'm saying? No, was they touching a child or something?
Well, no, she said she's accusing her 10-year-old, the one that was taped up, of being like that.
Yeah. But did the 10-year-old ever accuse them of doing that to him?
That's a good question. I don't know, Hood.
Yeah.
But it dropped. That's why I had you. Yeah, this way it get good. We both breaking it down at the same time. It get crazy.
But this is Jodi. These are Jodi's words. These are Jodi's ideas. These are over decades old. It was just so directly similar. I mean, the exact thing. This is exactly what she does. This is what Jodi does. And so now, because she's painted him as this thing, regardless of what comes out, like he's no longer, I mean, I think hopefully the public can see through this and the judge can see through this. But that's the goal, is so that anything that he says is now no longer credible.
Jesse's Mormon faith that they shared at the time with Jodi, they say was also weaponized and used as a form of control. It was a detail Ruby and Jodi admitted to in court documents. Both said they were convinced the children that they were evil and possessed, that punishments were needed to show obedience and repent.
She used religion and God as a mode of control. and a mode to manipulate. And so I just believed all of these things. And I was a teenager. And so a child in that position of being told this over and over and over and over again, which I'm certain he was, stood no chance.
Is that why you've called Jodi the mastermind behind all of this?
Yes. That doesn't excuse Ruby's involvement and her.
So far, what you think about this, Hood, so far? Now, it's a lot of different questions. Now, one is, why you listen to this broad that ain't got no man? Number two is, where the daddy at?
Nah, facts.
I mean, come on, man. Like, go ahead. I'm gonna let you drop it.
Yeah, I seen when they said they had got a divorce and everything, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they just ain't just say nothing about, like, you know what I'm saying, where he was at, you know, man. And then she said that she had to get her children away and all like that because they was being abused. But, man, this just a crazy story to me, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't even expect nothing to happen to kids like this. You know what I'm telling you?
Real talk. So you as a father, wouldn't you, even, you know, we all go through stuff with baby mamas and stuff. Still, as a daddy, wouldn't you would have checked on that boy? Wouldn't it, as a daddy, I don't care how much you got into it, wouldn't you would have known if he had sores and tape around his legs, or you ain't go by to go see him if you was living there with him and then you separated?
Nah, facts though. You know what I'm saying? The dad ain't even do his part checking on his child or none of that. Not calling and talk to him, going by the school or just. So yeah. It's a lot of people at fault for this right here.
Real talk. So let's go into the next. Let's see what they say about the next jump.
Exploiting those loopholes and discrediting people.
A few weeks after that report was filed, Jesse ran away. Their Aunt Jodi filed the report with American Fork Police, claiming Jesse likely fled because they did not want to go to a girls' juvenile program for troubled youth. Jesse was found a month later by police at a shelter in Salt Lake City. According to the report, they told officers they ran away from their aunt because they were forced to run and confess their sins, calling it an attack.
Oh, my bad. Hold on, we already seen that one, didn't we? Yeah. Hold on. My bad. Put this one up.
Yeah, man.
Involvement and her perpetuating these beliefs and these systems, but Ruby didn't come up with this. Ruby obviously supports it and has used these on her children, but this is coming from Jodi. She wanted to make my life so uncomfortable that it would force the sin out, that it would force me to confess. So things continuously got worse and worse and progressively more and more intense as a way to get me to confess, because she believed that if I had confessed everything, if all of my sins were out and in the open, that I would be getting better. And I was declining like very fast, exponentially.
Jesse takes issue with Ruby's testimony reported by the Daily Mail during that first custody hearing, since they believe the child went through a similar hell.
She's saying that he even confessed to it. Well, I also confessed to things that I didn't do as a way of trying to get the abuse to stop. Because when she's like,
now I'm gonna stop right there. Do you believe that little boy confessed to being an addict? He don't even know what an addict is.
Nah, facts. Nah, man. They talking about sins and confess their sins and stuff. I'm trying to see, like, what 10-year-old child got some sins. Like, what is he actually doing? That he got to confess their sins and stuff.
He said, what is this? What he got going on? He got a whole bunch going on. He like Dennis the Menace and Chucky all in one. Yeah, that little boy ain't that bad, man. I bet your little boy like hell. He had to be, man. Little boy supposed, like you be talking to your little boy, he's supposed to be playing the tablet, video games, outside riding the bike, playing out there with his sister. They can't even go outside. The little boy duct tape, like you said, isolated. All types of just Jeffrey Dahmer training You know what I'm saying? Training them to be straight domified.
Yeah. Man, should no kids have to go through nothing like that, man. They supposed to live their best life. You know what I'm saying, at a young age. So yeah. I ain't.
Say this is crazy. Let's keep going.
Drilling it into you both psychologically and physically that there's more, and it will stop once you tell her. Because that's what she would tell you. Like in the middle of the abuse, she'd be like, "I'll stop as soon as you tell me."
Jesse said Jodi accused them of having an abortion and being addicted to drugs and sex, even putting them through a 12-step program, something that is traditionally followed at Alcoholics Anonymous.
I'd never done drugs.
Let's stop there. Hood, you want to speak on that? Man, this woman, man, I don't want to go home. I'll go to a shelter. I ain't lying at this point. Man, she put them kids in an Alcoholics Anonymous and an abortion and made them say they had an abortion they ain't even had intercourse, bro. They kids.
Man, yes. Hey, that's crazy. Accusing them of having an abortion and they ain't never did nothing like that before. Like, yeah, man, something wrong with this lady, man.
Lady crazy, dog. She got all this bread and people, imagine all these people look up to her.
Yes. I think she was watching too much TV or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just running the family. You know what I'm saying? The whole family crazy. I don't know. But yeah, something wrong with her definitely though, bro.
It gets crazy. Listen to this.
I'd never had sex. Again, I didn't know that masturbation was even possible. I had no idea what these things were. So I just started making things up as a way, as like trying to get this to stop, because I had no one there to help me. And when I spoke to the detective down in St. George days ago, I told her that as well. It's like and so even if he had confessed, it cannot be taken seriously because this child was being tortured.
Some of the punishments inflicted on Ruby's son: forced outdoor labor without shoes, standing in direct sunlight for hours led to him suffering multiple sunburns with blistered and sloughing skin. He was punished for sneaking a drink of water. When he was allowed to eat, he was given plain meals, while other kids in the house were given more flavorful ones. He was isolated from others and denied access to books, notebooks, and electronics.
What is happening? It just echoes so close to home of what she did to me.
They're coming to you as quick as they can, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Really well. I just want to make sure.
He's fine. I've got him sitting here. My wife, he got him water and giving him something to eat because he's hungry, and I think the young man, he's hearing his stocking feet. So he escaped.
What is your relation to Ruby?
She is my aunt.
I'm gonna stop right there. So, Hood, what do you think about how they made him had to work, bro? She had him like a slave.
Yeah.
I said, did you hear what they said? What they said about him? Look, let's listen to this.
Now the child having to do labor and stuff outside. Yeah, I heard all that. Standing in the sunlight. Yeah. When we used to get put outside, I know you got put outside when you was a kid. They'd put us outside, and there'd probably be about 5, 6 of us out there with a gallon of water. Shit, we probably had to stay out there all day.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. No, you're right about that. That's why I said that shit crazy. Just the fact that just to know that that's what, man, this shit is wild as hell. Let's keep going.
She is my aunt. So my Uncle Kevin, I'm related to by blood, and he married her.
What do you make of this whole situation, or at least when you first heard about all of what was going down and Ruby and Jodi being arrested on child abuse allegations?
But it's kind of like a train wreck that you can't look away from. I was a little bit stunned that someone that I was related to had just been arrested and made national news. I'm still kind of trying to understand how anyone in my family, whether they're directly related to me or extended, could do that to their family. We haven't really seen Ruby for like 10 years.
Matthew told KUTV2 News he's concerned with what he described as the influence Jodi had on his Aunt Ruby.
Starting this group with my aunt that is really cultish from the sounds of it. I think she should get put away for a long time. As far as my aunt,
That might have been weird.
I think she definitely needs to do time. I don't know what the future will hold for her, if this was maybe just her being led down the wrong path.
Matthew Franke said communication with his aunt through the side of the family was limited. According to Sisters of Ruby, though, they tried to foster a relationship with Ruby and her family of 8, but were cut off soon after she started working with Connections Classroom. Bonnie Holeen, Ruby's sister, who also runs a YouTube family channel, initially published a video saying the arrest of Ruby.
So far, Hood, what you thinking so far about these 2 females? Again, I'm just tripping off the daddy.
Yeah, they need the they need the death penalty.
So I like the way you said that. So do you think that the mama, do you blame the mama for being gullible? Do you blame the daddy so far for not playing a part? Or the fat chick, I can't say that on the big woman, do you think she just ran good game? Because I don't see how you can run game on me like that. Make me turn my kids into being the slaves.
Nah. All of them play a part in that. All of them play a part, G. Especially, you know what I'm saying? She a auntie, and then that's somebody else's kid. So nah, man, I wouldn't dare let nobody do my kids like that. I don't care what you say. You know, tell me we're gonna get you some help.
You say we're gonna do something to you.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some help. We need to go get an SSI check for you. You tripping.
All right, we got one more clip. Let's keep going. I like this.
The arrest of Ruby and Jodi was necessary. Bonnie said Ruby, her husband Kevin, and ultimately Jodi and the Connections Classroom have been destroying our lives offline for the last 3 years.
What my family and I have gone through.
Okay, so this is this. So okay, so what's so crazy about all this is that's one of her sisters, the Ruby chick. Now she's also online. She got a great big channel, dog. Like all her sisters, dog. That's why I said, man, I be saying we playing too much on this internet, bro. This woman got like 1 million some followers, and she be doing stuff with her kids. So what happened was when all this hit, people was coming on her live and asked her about it. So she did a video about this. Listen what she said about her sister, dog. Like she went in on her sister.
Lives offline for the last 3 years.
What my family and I have gone through the last couple of weeks is the worst thing that has ever happened to us.
Ruby's sister, Julie DeRue, who runs DeRue Crew Vlogs on YouTube, also shared a video titled My Side of the Story Concerning My Sister, Ruby Frankie.
Jodi Hildebrandt and her website or therapy style, I don't know what you want to call it, Connections, was not a great resource. And we all saw it.
Julie affirmed what her other sister, Bonnie, said. Ruby cut ties.
Now, I got a question to ask you, Hood. They said they all knew she was on something funny and the way she was doing something. So why they ain't tell? This why I get mad when it comes to the babies. Ain't no rules in not telling or not. Nigga, that's some babies and that's their auntie. Why you didn't tell? You knew your sister was on one.
Yeah. Somebody should have said something though. You know what I'm saying? They actually had a chance to stop whatever was going on, and they ain't even say nothing, bro.
So they also at fault if you really want to look
at it. Yeah. And they all family. They sisters, them your nieces and nephews. So Yeah, they all sound kind of messed up to me, bro.
This shit crazy. Let's keep going. This wrong. That's what
with family 3 years ago. Around the same time, she started working with Jodi and Connections Classroom.
Crap hit the fan and she left the family.
Is Jodi up there right now? Okay. Jodi Hildebrandt is up there right now.
Okay.
So she may come looking for him here soon, but he's not going to, obviously. I think we need the cops here as soon as possible.
I'm just asking where he is now.
Yeah, she's a bad lady. We didn't realize how bad.
It isn't the first time Jodi's character or methods have come into question. While she voluntarily turned in her mental health counseling license in mid-September following her arrest, she did have it suspended once before for violating patient confidentiality.
I was sent to Jodi Hildebrandt.
Yeah.
With me and my wife together.
Adam Steed has come forward, identifying himself as the person who is at the center.
Okay, so check this out. So she lost her license at first, Hood. This dude to me weak anyway. I heard about this dude. So check out how she did this dude. So again, this dude was addicted to adult movies, right? He got a wife. So she was his therapist. Listen to how she did him, because he had to sue her and got her license suspended.
Jodi Hildebrandt.
Yeah.
With me and my wife together.
Adam Steed has come forward, identifying himself as the person who was at the center of Jodi's license suspension in 2012. KUTV2 News confirmed the Division of Professional Licensing suspended her license with limitations for 18 months. It was eventually reinstated. According to the suspension documentation, she was reprimanded because she discussed sensitive information about Adam and his wife with his LDS church leaders and 2 other mental health therapists without their permission, while both attended Brigham Young University, according to the licensing division's official documentation of the incident. Adam said he was recommended to go to therapy by his church leader, known as a bishop.
The bishop was saying it was for both of us as a couple. There's a lot of trauma here.
Jodi was found to have violated state law by contacting BYU counseling services and Adam's LDS church leaders with privileged information. Therapists cannot share patient information without patient consent.
They record in their writings the phone call where Jodi Hildebrandt contacts them to talk about me.
As a result, the church also dropped Hildebrandt from their family service.
Just imagine, Hood. That's your therapist. She done went and told everybody you got a problem.
Yeah. Man.
That's the ultimate dry. That's the ultimate. She getting paid and she telling.
Yeah, she like, hey man, yeah, watch out for him right there, man. He like watching them adult movies. Yeah, be careful.
He old freak. Yeah, he a straight freak. Now, let me tell you the movie he said he like. Listen to this. Man, she wrong for that, man. That man didn't, and look, he ain't want nobody to know. He trying to work it out with his old lady. And she over there hating. I think she was just a little weird when it came to that whole porn thing. I think she was a little bit off. Like you said, she was a little freaky. She was on that Diddy team. Let's keep going.
Services referral list, according to a 2012 report filed by the Salt Lake Tribune. Adam said Jodi destroyed his marriage, life, and career ambitions due to her actions that led to his dismissal from BYU, the private university operated by his church.
I was sitting there with my baby, who's hugging me and crying. She hasn't seen me. And next thing I know, I got served a protective order, and I'll never forget her screaming, yelling, Daddy, no, just screaming as this lady I don't know pulled her out of my hands, and then they hand me this restraining order against me.
Adam isn't the only one who has come forward to criticize Jodi's methods. Some people who participated in her Connections program in Utah told KUTV2 News Jodi's approach to counseling was problematic.
It started to feel more and more evil. And I finally, in one of the group meetings, I got up and I just said, this is off.
Trey Warner said Jodi Hildebrandt would regularly use shaming tactics among clients looking for marital advice. He also said Hildebrandt.
Yeah, what you think, dog? She was a carpet cleaner, dog. I think she like them broads. Man, what man would listen to her, bro? She ain't even got no man.
Yeah, something, man. Yeah, it seemed like she was. Yeah, she was trying to destroy everybody, anybody that came in contact with her.
Hey, they say hurt people, boy. She was hateful, dog. Like, then you don't go around gossiping, and you got these men feeling like they crap, and you around all they women, and you boosting the women up. That's that Me Too stuff, boosting the women up, and them women is talking crap by their man.
Mm-hmm.
She wild. Yeah, she ought to shame for that, bro. I don't care what nobody say. It's getting crazy. Let's keep going.
Brandt was an expert in making people believe they were dangerous to be around. He recounted one fellow participant's story to KUTV2 News.
There was a man that had a successful business that believed that he was a danger to his wife and his family because he did a double take. As a woman, like if he saw a beautiful woman, he would see and he'd look again. This guy got his own apartment and separated from his family because he was a danger.
In some cases, Warner claimed husbands were separated from their families for so long, they were considering suicide.
They felt so...
Man, they weak, dog. Ain't no bride finna tell me I can't be around my wife and I can't smash my wife. I gotta go get my own crib because I'm a danger to her. I'm gonna leave that broad alone. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the broad alone, and I'm gonna let her be with the carpet cleaner. I'll be lying, man. She lying to me. Man, she gonna tell you, man, that's too much money. And I'm paying her. Good, you're paying her too.
Yeah, she messing up everybody's life. Anybody that come in contact with her, she destroying everybody's life.
This is crazy, man. Man, I wouldn't even listen. The first day she go to telling me, man, they had one scene, I ain't sure where they told him, if your kids don't love you without you giving them nothing, then you don't need to have your kids. Your kids are not your kids no more because they should love you without you giving them. So if you kids have to ask you for stuff all the time, then they don't love you. I'm like, who say that? Kids gonna ask you stuff all the time.
Yeah, they kids. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be providing for them, so really they shouldn't have to ask if you was doing what you supposed to do.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I feel like that. You shouldn't even be asked. It ain't your business to be asking what you want. That's crazy. Let's keep going.
Sick and like such a failure that they just felt like they shouldn't be here anymore.
I saw Jodi Hildebrandt with my ex-wife. We were married at the time, and it was couples counseling.
Bryce Della Ripa was advised by his bishop as recently as 2021 to...
All right, let's get to the last part. Man, all these dudes, she done got everybody divorced. She cold.
Hey,
look. What's your track record? Yeah.
Hey, in the last part, they gonna tell you what happened to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the last. Yep, this is the last one right here. We get to it. We're gonna wrap it up here on this last jump. Yeah, it's getting
pretty
crazy,
obsessive about sexuality. It's kind of strange. It upsets me because I know that she has affected a lot of marriages, and they've come to an end because of her.
Her business connection.
I'm mad as hell off that because really they should have told her, yeah. The dude should have said, yeah, I like porn. What's up with you? They should have flipped the script. Why she use that against them if they went to them telling them that's what they like? I'd have been on some other stuff. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm very explicit. I went too short on her. She probably probably wanted one of them dudes because she ain't tell on all them dudes. Some of them dudes ain't come forward because they probably smashed.
Yeah, she probably wanted to watch some porn with him. Goddamn, yeah, she freaked out.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's keep going.
Classroom, is this the same approach she uses for all of her patients as well that are not family or not Ruby's kids, as far as you know?
I don't know the intricacies of what she promotes and what she teaches on Connections Classroom. If it's anything even close, then I mean, I'm certain that there's going to be parallels. I know that she believes that all shame should be punished. And I know that like that. So like, I wouldn't be surprised. I really don't know. I've stayed away as much as possible from her and her world, to just heal and to try to salvage any life that I could possibly live, post living with her.
Why do you think it took to 2023 for a child to escape, go to a neighbor's house, call 911, and now this is a thing? Like, why did it take this long?
I think it's a combination of quite a few things. One, the church supports her. She's been promoted by the church, and people trust the church. Members trust their bishops, they trust their stake presidents, and a lot of these people, most people that are going to therapy, if not all, are in a vulnerable position. And she is remarkably convincing. She is also terrifying if you cross her, because she has and will systematically destroy your life.
To something that is such an anomaly.
We have a culture of people not believing children and not trusting children, and also children trust their parents, and then the parents trust the church. So there's been, and Jodi, what she does that's so terrifying is that she utilizes and uses whatever is available. So if you go to her with OCD, if you go to her with severe depression, she'll use that information as a way of control. Oh, you have OCD because you have deep-rooted shame. And she also separates people. She keeps people so they can't talk and corroborate. Like, it is so vile and tricky and ingenious. Jodi is, she is a very unwell person.
You did get enjoy that banana, okay?
Yeah,
he did the right thing.
I mean, I want justice, and I want fair justice. So I want everything that she has done, that both of them have done, to be held accountable. Whether that be 6, 12, 18, however many. I just want to see that she is held accountable for the things that she has done. But I personally believe that is not covering everything that she's done. And I can say that because I know that she's not being held accountable for what she did to me in the legal system. I mean,
what do you think the public will ultimately take away from these two as it pertains to the court proceedings and such?
I mean, I just hope that Jodi is not sidelined in this, because she is so connected to what is happening. And yes, Ruby needs to be held accountable because she made those choices. She's just as guilty. But Jodi's been doing this for much longer and has patterns and history in this. Even though Ruby's the focus, I just hope that Jodi is not, that she's not able to slink away and just kind of fade into the background, because she's the foundation.
This isn't something that I just believe in. I have watched thousands of people change.
So on October 10th, 2023, a judge ruled to seal the child custody case involving the 4 minor children. Well, 4 minor Frankie children. Ruby Frank and Jodi Hildebrandt were each charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse and held without bond. Ruby agreed to plead guilty to 4 counts of second-degree felony of aggravated child abuse in December 2023.
All right, I've been handed a plea.
All right, so my question is, who the daddy? Why did the daddy get off?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because they didn't even mention him a lot, bro. Yeah, they didn't even mention the. Yeah.
So do you think he was doing some weird stuff too? Because she said he had to leave. What she had said in the one thing, it was one interview, she said she told him to leave because he was too toxic. But if you already doing that to your kids, you can't tell me he had older kids. You can't tell me that he didn't do something to them.
Yeah. And then everybody really saying like she was the one doing it though. Ain't nobody really saying nothing about the daddy or her husband or nothing doing nothing to him though. I didn't hear none of that.
Right. So where does he play a part? And none of the kids even went to go look for. That was another thing. Why did the little boy said, he asked me, said, where's your dad, mom and dad? He said, well, my dad's far away from you.
Yeah.
10 years old, why would the daddy not be around?
Man, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, man.
Now, question. I'm gonna ask you, out of all this, you said everybody should play a part. Do you think the daddy should play a part?
Yeah, he still should play a part though, because them his kids though, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You should know what's going on with your kids at all times. So it's like, he should play a part.
So my next question is, if he should play a part, then, well, I mean, he obviously wasn't around. And see, this is why I go back to the stereotype where they try to speak on our culture. And the reason why I do these different videos is to show the culture and how everybody basically is the same. We just try to put a little stereotype on it. Now, this is not our culture, but it's wild as hell because in our culture, like I said again, no matter how messed up the situation is, we ain't gonna let nobody do nothing bad to no child. I'm blown away that everybody knew. The aunties knew, the daddy knew, the next door neighbor knew. Everybody knew except the kids, to the point where that's what to me made that hurt my feelings for that 10-year-old boy to say it's my fault. Because if everybody knows and don't say nothing, well, it will make it seem like it'll be the kid's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, but man, on the dad behalf though, man, he shouldn't even have access to the kids, even if, you know what I'm saying, shit, you wasn't worrying about it then. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think he should be having access to the kids either.
So you think, so what do you think? Okay, so here's another thing that messes me up too, is the fact that you got these other 3 sisters that are YouTube bloggers, big name. Why they ain't come get the kids? And they still ain't got the kids. Matter of fact, the kids right now are in the child services.
Yeah, that's about the best spot for them, because you know what I'm saying, the family didn't care. So there ain't no point of putting them with the family.
But what I'm saying, don't think that, look at it. I agree. I'm agreeing with you, but we gotta look at this side.
Yeah.
So, but then now the kids are in the system and they're gonna be separated. Why the aunties and them didn't come together? They millionaires. They YouTube big. They got kids. Man, why not keep them kids together? It's not the kids' fault.
Nah, you right about that.
That's all I'm saying.
I
like, just imagine. Yeah, God forbid something happened to you, and then they had to split your children up amongst other people that they'll never even. It'll take them years to see them again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the messed up part. That's why I focus on it.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was messed up over there, bro. Like, I don't know that why I'm like, man, it seemed like everybody was high.
Said something, huh?
Yeah, everybody had to been on something over there, man, because it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, the kids wasn't the first priority.
That's a fact. That's the way I looked at it. I was like, man, because if just think about if that little boy had never broke through. And let's go further. To me, okay, now remember at the beginning they said who else was walking around? It was the sisters. They said nothing wrong with them. Now, did you peep game? The oldest boy had to sleep on the beanbag, and the youngest boy was taped up. I want to know what the mama had, unless the mama was messing with that woman. What she had was so bad about them boys. Did they remind him of his daddy? See what I'm saying? Because the daddy, when you sit back, the daddy wasn't around, but the two ones that got held was the two boys.
Yeah.
So that's what stuck out to me. Like, damn, the one boy slept on a beanbag for 7 months. The little boy is tied up and beaten and stuff. And now, I'm gonna try to find out later, like, how was he beat? Like he got bruises. Why was and then look, the dude gave him some fruit, gave him banana and stuff because the little boy hadn't ate.
Yeah, then they said they was giving them plain meals. He eating a plain meal, and everybody else eating good meals and stuff. Like, man. See? Yeah, I think them people had too much time on their hand.
Do you think the dad, maybe the mama was mad because the daddy might have thought that wasn't his baby, that wasn't his son? You know how some of them females take it out on the daddy. You know what I'm saying? Take it out on the baby that the daddy, the boy looked just like, I don't know what her issue was. That 10-year-old boy, that's what's bothering me. So I'll give you a little heads up. I give you a heads up. What happened was how the police ended up getting them, right, was the fact that they went to another woman's house that was part of that whole group, the connection group, and her two daughters was there. So they was like, the police came and said, hey, we got to arrest you and bring you out here. And she said, why are you doing that? I said, because you got two girls in there that belong to Ruby Frank. And she said, yeah. She said, they told me to come pick her up from school. And then the police said, well, why did you pick them up from school? She said, well, Ruby said they can come to my house. They said, well, do you have kids? She said, well, no. So what are they here for? You know what those kids was there for? To clean that woman's house. She would send her kids to other members' house to clean it. The woman even said, she said, well, yeah, they were here to clean the house. And, I was going to give them ice cream. And he's like, so they came to clean. She said, yeah, they were going to put them up. He said, put them up? So, yeah, you go smell the house. It smells great. And that's what them kids got out, they came over there for. And then she would drop her kids off to other members of her group for her kids to go out there and clean their house. Grown-ass people that can't clean their own damn house.
Yeah. Them kids was going through a rough time, man. A rough time. Them kids was in slavery over there.
Real slavery.
By their own parents.
Slavery was worse than that. By their own parents. People that you said that you love or that said they love you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just wanted to bring attention to this, man, because this is real disturbing because you think about it. This is YouTubers. These are people that's, man, I'm talking about millions of views. They making, you talking about, that's why I say people don't realize they making $20,000, $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month on YouTube. And they
what they said happened to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? How much time they get? Like, what happened to them?
They're doing the sentencing now. This just came back out. It started a couple years ago, but now they're going through the trial of it right now. So I give an update on it. It was just I just wanted to bring it to attention because I didn't even, you know, we in our own different lanes, you know what I'm saying? And I happened to came across, I was like, and shout out to the Sacrifice. The Sacrifice, my homeboy, the Sacrifice did a show last night. And he's like, man, Cross, you need to talk about this. When I watched, I'm like, what is this? This a YouTuber? It's like, man, she making all that money. Why is she tying the babies up? They said a lot of times she would tie the little boy up and put ties of weights down so he couldn't move. I don't know why she did that little boy like that. I'm still blown away why.
And she got them cleaning up people's houses and stuff. She got them cleaning up people's houses, and she making millions of dollars. Shit, I wouldn't have my kids cleaned up nobody's house, and I got millions of dollars. If I gotta help somebody, shit, I might as well go pay the cleaning service or something. My kids ain't about to do that shit.
Yeah, that was their punishment. Like I said, just imagine you making millions of dollars off your kids' videos. A lot of times the kids used to be like, Mommy, can you please take the video down? She's like, no. She's like, I don't care if my kids. She even said it. She said, I would rather get rid of my kids so I can keep videoing and vlogging. Like, this woman was big. Now they took her channel down. They asking people not to follow her because of the abuse she did to her kids. It's a lot of stories out. But the funny part about it is that it's like the daddy left, and what daddy would leave knowing that the mama doing that. And you doing that because I think earlier you did something to them kids. That's just my opinion. I think that's why the daddy, but it's going to come out because I don't, as a father, and they went on him on Instagram and on social media, like, why didn't you protect your kids? As a daddy, that's your job. And you know what was going on? That's your little man, the youngest, the baby.
Nah, facts.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that attention to everybody, man. So Hood, tell everybody where they can find you at, man. And I appreciate you coming on, man. So I just want you to wrap it up. You tell me what you think, because again, this world is crazy. But at the end of the day, man, that's why I like the avatar you got. You got your baby on there. So a lot of people don't realize, man, at the end of the day, kids come first, man. And for them to do that, the baby like that, that's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This story right here was crazy. And you don't tell me that yeah, I don't even like listening to stuff like this, but you know, it's people out here that's doing stuff like this. And something need to happen to them people, man. Taking them kids through that. Yeah, something need to happen to them people, man. Yeah, and man, when I get off of here, man, I'm gonna say a prayer for them kids, man. You hear what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say a prayer for the kids because they have to go through that. Yeah, but y'all can find me at Nobody Safe Podcast. Yeah. Yeah, this a crazy situation right here, man.
Yeah, man. I tell everybody, kiss your loved one, kiss your babies.
Yeah, I hope them people get what they got coming to them, bro. You know what I'm telling you?
Nah, you're absolutely right. And like you said, prayers up to them babies, man. And again, man, it's sad to hear stuff like that. And I just think, man, I think that little boy, man, at that time, just imagine, out of all them kids, it took a 10-year-old little boy breaking loose and breaking out this woman's house to go next door. And they said this was one of the things, and I'm going to end it with this. They said the reason why the little boy ran to them people's house was one time they were outside playing in the backyard. And the neighbor, I guess Jodi had left, the woman Jodi, the mama's friend, had left. And the woman had made cookies. And the little boy was by the fence, and she gave him a cookie. Now, not knowing that these kids hadn't ate. You know what I'm saying? Gave him a cookie. Nice house. Gave him a cookie. And so when he broke free, that was the place he ran to.
Yeah, man.
So salute to everybody, man. I appreciate everybody coming on here, rocking with us, man. We had a great one, man. Again, y'all hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. Man, y'all send prayers up to them kids. Hopefully they get their mind right. because again, man, it ain't these babies' fault, man. It's these grown folks. And like Show said, everybody need to be sentenced to a long, long time, wherever they need to go. So on that note, we're going to say peace and we out.